Hi everyone. I'm here to share with you an experience that I had on Thursday. And yes, with that experience on Thursday, later in that day, my hair color happened, which was completely unexpected. And also my journey and experience with experiencing myself in relation to very red hair. You could see it quite in the sun. Um, but I'll start with my first experience, which was in relation to exercising. And we had a training session on Thursday, and we're walking into some various new techniques and methods of training, which I'm really enjoying. I enjoy the dynamics, the different exercise methods, and the different muscle groups the exercises target. It's such a beautiful experience every Tuesday and Thursday in relation to how much more aware of my body and muscle groups and different aches and pains and burn that manifests. But on Thursday, I was doing a simple hanging exercise, and I've become so much stronger in my hanging, more confident, more relaxed, and my left shoulder also, see the muscles are slowly but surely, and what I mean by relaxing is not that my muscles are relaxing as much as I'm relaxing within the trust of my entire body. And so, all the layers of fear that I manifested into my left shoulder are also equally letting go and realizing it's okay, it's okay. And within that, so on Thursday, I was hanging like I normally do. And but this time I was doing an exercise, and I've been doing this exercise where I'd be hanging and lifting my knees to my chest, exercising my core and also back muscles. But this time I did pulling my knees to my chest and then slowly letting my feet down, which is a lot more challenging. So it's like that instant contract and the slow release, an instant contract and slow release, which, whew, I did feel that in my core and my back. But, I was confident in doing them. And after doing that exercise, I did another hang, and suddenly I felt like this nudge in my left shoulder. And it was just to feel, how I would describe it is something just kind of whoop, like pop. It wasn't even a pop, like a nudge. If you do this as well and just kind of gently roll your thumb over your knuckle, just a pop, very gentle. And when that happened, like everything inside of me, like stopped, like went absolutely silent and quiet. It wasn't like shock or anything like that. It was like that movement, that little nudge in my shoulder shifted something profound inside of me and my body. And the moment I let my arms down, all I wanted to do was cry. And this overwhelming experience of wanting to cry, this it was like a volcano literally erupting inside of me. Now, a little bit about me is I do not like crying in front of people that I do not know. Not only crying, but breaking down. I do not like it. But that's another line of discussion for another video. And and it is something I have been addressing and walking through and understanding. So with that in mind, I have allowed myself to release physical manifested trauma with my physiotherapist. With her, I've developed quite a deep relationship of conversation, where we're quite on similar wavelengths, and it's been beautiful to, in real time communicate with her as she's massaging and working with my tendons and muscles, and releasing knots and things. I can communicate with her about what I'm experiencing and what point I'm looking at. So she's very acutely aware of that mind-body relationship. And I have had a massive release with her when she was working on my lower back, and that was in relation to a massive support design inside myself that opened up, that I've also walked through. So that's also another video for another time. And so with her, I was okay with crying and releasing in that way. But in front of my trainer, and I was doing my best, my utmost best. And I've become really good at being able to control myself when it comes to wanting to cry, and in such a deeply profound, genuine way in front of other people. And but this time, I was then asked, "Are you okay?" Obviously, noticed something was different about me. And just when that question was asked, the floodgates opened, and I couldn't. It was just so, this volcanic, eruptive experience of release inside myself. And I didn't know what it was or why. And I just said to my trainer and who I was training with, just give me a minute. I need a minute by myself. I need to cry this out. I'm okay. Like on a being self level, I know I'm okay. But whatever this is needed to release and come out. So I cried there for about 2 minutes, just releasing. And in and during that crying, what I could see was, wow, so many memories, and they weren't detailed or specific. All I did was just unconditionally let the emotion, the energy, the experience inside of me just release. And as I was in that space of just unconditionally releasing and crying, I saw so many memories releasing out of my body down into a memory of when I was 7 years old. It was the last one that kind of released inside myself, and I did capture that memory. And obviously since Thursday, I've opened that up and looked at that line of that first memory. So there's another process that opened up and unfolded there. And so this also just to share, how we really don't realize the extent to which memories over a lifetime can create. And we have mentioned and discussed this throughout the years in relation to how one significant memory, even from as young as 4, 6, 7, can manifest and start creating a Fibonacci spiral of similar or same memories, and then manifest in layers within your being, physical and mind relationship. And so this was but one massive Fibonacci spiral of memories throughout years, coming from that one significant memory at 7 years old. And it was such a overwhelming moment. And my shoulder was okay. If anything, it finally felt more relaxed, and I could feel more of my muscle groups, tendons. There was more electrical current shooting through. There's more feeling in my arm, in my fingertips. It was like there was just a slight adjustment that needed to be made. And wow, since Thursday, I think on Saturday it was the most significant, where I was standing and I felt both my shoulders inside myself feeling now equal, like in terms of, it's almost like my being, myself, is more substantiated in my left and right shoulder. Like inside myself, I'm like, oh, is this what it feels like when both your shoulders are actually aligned? It's like, it feels so cool. So structurally inside myself, it's like, oh, nice. Okay, here we go. Obviously, there's quite a few training that I still need to do, and rehabilitation in my left shoulder, because, and my arm as well, because it is a lot more underdeveloped than my right side. But now it actually feels so much more stronger. I've done more hanging since then, and it feels so good. Like the whole experience has changed phenomenally. So yeah, I just wanted to share firstly what happened to me on Thursday, and how grateful I am for having the awareness within myself and my physical body. It was a profound experience and a beautiful release. Also later, after the exercising, I actually came home and there was just some more residual energy, if you will, that wanted to release. And so I came home and cried for another hour and a half. There was nothing specific that came up in my mind. It was just pure energy release. And then I had a good rest, and another cool point obviously opened up, a memory that I'm looking forward to looking into, but I'm first working through it and processing it for myself before I share the details of that. And then on that same day, my hair happened. So later in the afternoon, Ari and I were supposed to go for a haircut together, and for her first haircut. And unfortunately, we double booked her swimming lesson with the haircut. So decided to take her to swimming, and then I went to go have my haircut, just because for me personally, I enjoy my hair shorter, because my curls are absolutely natural, and it's so simple and easy for me to just wash my hair and scrunch it up with a towel, put in some softening cream for my hair, and let it dry naturally. It's just simple, easy, natural. I thoroughly enjoy it. But then I realized I had some extra time, and I said to my hairdresser, well, you know what? The experience inside myself of me is not quite matching my hair. I'd like to just liven it up a little bit. Just a shade, just a little shade of maybe a copper red, because I've done it before, but a very light shade. So nothing extreme at all, just a real nice little hint of liveliness, very subtle, gentle. And she showed me these two colors to combine. I'm like, okay, I like that. It was like a warm blonde and coppery red. Putting it on, me thinking it's just going to add like a nice little additional shine. And as the color is sitting in, I'm seeing it's going redder and redder and redder. And I'm going, okay, usually when you put on color, it looks a lot more brighter than what it actually is. So I didn't really think anything of it. And Aria came back from her swimming lesson, and she was waiting there with me. And the hairdresser then washed off the color, and out was the very bright red. It's actually just a semi-permanent coloring, so it will kind of wash out over time. But and Aria looks at me, and as she's washing out my hair, and she looks at me, Mommy, I really like your color. I really like your hair. No, that was the word. I really like your hair. And I was like, okay. And then when I looked in the mirror, I was like, whoa, okay. This is a massive brightening of color. 100 times more than I anticipated. But it was interesting. I was like, my experience with it was, I really liked it. It gave me, I experienced a sense of warmth inside myself, and a warmth and a comfortability inside myself. And it also, since then, on from Thursday, some interesting points came up inside of me, and especially challenging me in relation to my tendency to want to just keep a low profile and not stand out. And now embracing this new adventure within me with my hair, standing out a bit more. But overall, the most beautiful experience within myself with it has been that sense of warmth. And I'm enjoying it. So it took some getting used to, but I'm enjoying my experience with myself, with my very red hair, and seeing what else opens up and what else comes up inside myself. So yes, I was saying only a little bit of a hint of liveliness, and the universe went, nope, we're going full live, full of life, full of vibrant redness, fiery red, let's go. So I embraced it, and here we are. Okay, everyone, thank you very much for listening. And yes, I'll update you more on myself and my process with my body and my mind and everyday life. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.